Umpire for the district. I do all the training with all the junior umpires. I run the senior umpire program. Anything that crops up during the season with an umpire, I get it. And then I do my quick little investigation, and I send everything to the board and let them deal with it. They're the ones that have the authority to suspend an umpire, make a ruling or whatever, protest, appeals, whatever. That's all on them. I just give them all the information and that's it. Like I said, I've been doing it for almost 20 years. I think I've seen just about everything there is, and every year I find something new. The book is, you got the books? Yeah. They're how many pages? I want to say they're about 140, 150 pages. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff that you don't need to know because, you know, that's on the board. That's on the coaches on eligibility and the age stuff and all. That's stuff. We want the rules 1 through 9. All that other stuff is fluff. Not that you don't read it, but you're concerned with the rules. Come on. Oh, I do this every time. I get ahead of myself and I forget to load batteries. I haven't been up for, I think I've been up for just about an hour and a half.
Did you get your coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee. I had a late night, I had an early day yesterday at work, and I had a late night working with the church with the kids at the high school for their Easter program. Umpires, we're the third team on the field. You have the offense, the defense, or home and away, and then the umpires. You as an umpire, if you have a partner or more than one partner, you're a team. You always back each other up. You always protect each other. An umpire, I found this on the internet and it was just perfect. Someone who does precision guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those of questionable knowledge. And I'm talking about the coaches. They're supposed to know the rules, they don't. They know one rule inside and out and they try to apply it to everything on that field. It doesn't work. Also see wizard and magician. Every fan thinks they're the umpire. Of course, they have the best view, correct? These guys have the best view? Who's seen a Toronto Blue Jay game? These two morons sit behind the backstop and think they're umpires, and they just make a mockery of the whole job. Every coach thinks they're the umpire, of course, because they have the better point of view, right? They know everything. They're closer to the game. They have the best view. Not really. They have no. They're just as in the dark as to how it was close or where it was as the fans do. Because we all know who has the best point of view, and that's the umpire. This sums everything up as an umpire. No one notices your dedication. No one notices your time for training, which we're doing here on your time, on my time, on a weekend. No one notices you pressed your uniform. No one notices you came to the game early to make sure that you're ready to go. No one knows how you feel when you kick a call, and you know it. And kick a call means is you blew a call, and there's nothing you can do to change it, because once you've rung that bell, it's very hard to unring a bell. No one sees that you have a life off the field. Everybody here goes to school, plays sports, has a girlfriend, does whatever, church, and all these other things that we have nowadays. We have jobs, we have families. You know, we have a life off the field too, but everybody thinks, oh, that's all you guys do. No, it's not. But they know, but they think you missed a close call at second on a slide that they think they can see from 200 feet away, and you're the piece of crap. And that's the way it is. Half the crowd's gonna love you, half the crowd's gonna hate you. And it's just being the problem member of that umpiring community. Unique role of an umpire. Must know, understand, and enforce all the rules. Like I said, there's a rule book. Read it. I have 3 copies floating around in my house. I have one downstairs in my bathroom. I have one sitting next to my chair, and I have one set in my car. I've read the books, both baseball and softball, because I do both. I've read them at least one time already this year. I'll read them probably 3 times by the course of the end of the season. Read it. If something keys on you, take a highlighter out. Highlight it. Must efficiently manage the game. How many warm-up pitches do pitchers get between innings?
5.
6 to 8.
Usually I have them start off, you give them 7 to 8 pitches to start the game, 5 pitches after that. They don't need any more. And if the catcher is slow getting out, 1 minute is technically the time between the defense gets off the field and that first batter's got to be ready to go in the box. Give them 1 minute or so. You're not going to sit there and time them. You'll know what that is, about a minute. If they're taking any longer, as soon as that catcher gets ready, ball's in. And then why didn't they warm-up pitches? It's not my problem. You got a kid on the bench that could have took on a helmet and a glove and warmed up that pitcher. Not your problem. Keep the game moving. I love doing baseball. I love umpiring. I don't want to be there any longer than I have to be. I've had a 41-minute game, which was it was a 3.5 inning game. It was a 10-run rule, and I've had a 4+ hour game. That really just killed me and I was down in Cortland doing an all-star game. The score was like 32-29. There was no pitching. All they did was throw the ball in there, and these kids just blasted the ball out. And it was very long. I mean, they actually pulled the kid out of the outfield. You want to try pitching? Well, I've never done it, coach. Yeah, try it. Here's your ball. And that made the game go even longer. Like I said, there was nothing about widening my strike zone, or if it's not a strike, it's not a strike. But like I said, it was over 4 hours, and I was dead tired, and then I had to drive back to Syracuse, which made it even worse. Got to be professional in attitude and appearance. I'm going to show you some pictures here in a few minutes that are going to show. I want you to tell me what's wrong with these pictures. You show up to the game, you're looking like an umpire. Clean pants, clean shirt. Your hat hasn't got sweat stains all over it. Your shoes, if you're wearing shoes or sneakers, everything's clean. You look the part as an umpire, people are going to take you a little bit more serious. And you don't go in there with that chip on your shoulder. You go in there calm and relaxed. Every game is different. Don't bring something from last game with that coach that you and him had an argument. Leave it home. Leave it away. It's in the past. Don't live in the past. We're right now. Every game is different. He could have been having a bad day too. You never know. You got to ensure that all safety rules are enforced. Safety is your #1 priority on that field. You want all those kids to have a good time and go home safe. Remember, you get respect by showing respect. Me being private military, I have a problem. Well, I don't know if it's a problem, but when I sit there and say, yes, sir, nope, excuse me, sir, ma'am, it's all the same. It just shows that, okay, I've been ingrained from the military, but it's the way I was also brought up. You give that respect, you're going to get it back. You are a representative of Homer Little League, or everybody's Homer? You're a representative of Homer Little League, District 8, and Little League International. You are representing us, all 3 of those. So what you do tarnishes us or shines with us. All right, so I don't want to hear anybody getting nasty with a coach or whatever, because Mr. Ryan won't allow that, won't accept that. Everybody's got to be professional. And remember, although the game cannot be played without an umpire, it should not be dictated by the umpire. Fair and consistent calling of the game. Like I said, you could be consistently huge strike zone, or you get a tight one. As long as you're consistent, neither coach is going to have a problem with you. Does anybody know who Van Johnson is? First trivia question of the day. Anybody? Not that I'm saying that you were old, but do you know Mr. Ryan? Van Johnson is the founder of the American Baseball League. He founded it after watching the National League play. And they were known for brawling, fighting with the umpire, fighting with the crowds, just pretty much everything that you don't want in a baseball game. So he formed the American League, gave the umpires unfettered power. You guys are here are the rules, you guys control the game, you enforce the rules of the game. And he says a good umpire is an umpire you don't even notice. Those are the best games where you go out there and call the game and you leave and no one ever mentions, oh wow, that umpire called a good game. You know, that was a great played game. Those kids out there, they played hard. That's the best feeling. You leave, no, it's like you're a ghost, you just leave. But Van Johnson changed all that. He gave those umpires all that power to enforce the rules and to bring the game to what it is today. An umpire will impact more young people in a year than the average person does in a lifetime. I do, on average, probably 60 to 70 games a year in a season. You figure 12 kids per team, so 24 per game, times 70. Who's my math wizard? God, you guys are killing me today. I know it's early, but... So you're talking, that's a lot of people, a lot of kids. Maybe some of them are repeats from teams, but that's a lot of kids that you have an impact on how you call the game. If you're consistent, they're like, wow, this guy was great. I love having this umpire. Or, oh my God, that umpire again, oh crap. Last year he blew so many calls, his strike zone was all over the place. So you're impacting these kids. You know, you want to call a good game, these kids enjoy coming back to play the game year after year. Umpire don't. Who's the coach? Are you guys the coach? Don't coach the kids. The only thing I would say to do is to correct a safety issue. Other than that, don't tell the kid that his bat's too low, bat's too high, he's, you know, whatever. Let the coaches do that. That's their job. Don't have rabbit ears or thin skin. You're going to hear people nipping. That's all they're going to do. They're going to be nipping at your ear. Oh my God, I can't believe that was his ball. Oh my God, where the hell was that ball, coach? Or Lou? Don't worry about it. Let it go. The minute they get personal, and we'll go over that later, we'll show you how to deal with that. Don't carry on conversations with fans. You guys being homer only, you're going to know people in the stands. You're going to know your friends are out there playing. Or out there either in the field or in the stands behind you. Don't socialize with them. That's not your job. You're there to do the job. You start socializing with them, that time keeps ticking now. And you want to keep that game going, keep it moving. Don't socialize with only one dugout. Don't stay over on this side of the field talking to this coach, because now that coach is thinking, oh, he's all buddy-buddy with this team, so if a close call, I'm going to get screwed. What is perception? Perception is reality. Because I'm perceiving that you are falling asleep, so it's got to be true. Not that you're falling asleep, but I'm saying my perception is you're doing this. You may not be doing this, but yet my perception, it is. So it's my reality. It's the same thing with these guys. They're thinking you're favoring one side or the other. If you're going to socialize, you socialize with both, but you keep it to a very, very, very minimal. Don't give an excuse after a call. Nothing worse than saying, oh, God, I'm sorry, I blew, or Coach, I blew that. I was like, you blew the call, you blew the call. You keep it inside. You don't go talk to your partner about it until after the game. You blew the call, you don't make an excuse. Excuses are like, I'm going to use some words here, I'm sorry, I apologize for my language. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one. You as an umpire, you don't make an excuse. You blew the call, I blew the call. End of story. Don't gang up on a coach. Don't you and your partner go over there and just start browbeating the coach or something. And you don't meet in between innings on a close call, like I said. You have two different responsibilities during the in-between innings. And it's not together, chat. Because it just keeps that clock ticking. You want to keep the game moving. Never say one more word and you're gone. Because you're going to have a smart ass out there go, one word. And if you don't eject him, now you have now your authority has just been circumvented. So you don't, and you're not looking to bait the coach. You just want to keep it as civil as possible and you just move on. Don't over dramatize an ejection. Like you'll see these guys up there. No, sir, it's time for you to leave. Done. And if they don't leave, you go find Mr. Ryan or someone from the board and have them come help you. You guys don't get paid enough to take that abuse from someone that is going off the wall that needs to leave. And don't discuss the game with anybody as you leave the field. You leave the field, you go right to wherever either Mr. Ryan is or whoever you're supposed to meet with after the game, and you can discuss the game with them in private. No one in the crowd needs to know that, you know, I think I blew that call, I wasn't sure about the ruling. That's when you go over and you chat with them. You can give me a shout after the game. You guys, I'll give you my cell phone number, my email address. If you guys have problems or whatever, I'm always available. I actually feel like I sleep with my phone as much as like everybody else does, but I get calls day and night. Don't be sarcastic or want the last word. That goes to that attitude. You know, you're not, you know, being the umpire, you're in charge, but you don't have to end with you getting that last word in. The bigger person is just walk away and go back to your spot. Don't be cocky or have an antagonistic attitude towards coaches, players, or fans. That's walking in with that chip. You're no better than anybody else. You've got a job to do, he's got a job to do. You do the game and let the kids have fun, because that's the ultimate goal, is to let the kids have fun. Don't speak badly of your partner regardless of what happens on the field, telling everyone, oh man, he kicked that call. Oh my God, I can't believe he called it that way. He kicks the call, you've kicked the call. You're a team. One does it, you're guilty by association. So if you kick a call and you're oh my God. It's the first thing, it's one of the biggest pet peeves I have about umpires, is not supporting your partner. You can talk through the game and say, dude, I think you blew that call. And you can discuss it, but don't be over there talking with the coach. There we go. Don't be discussing it with a coach in between innings while he's over on in the base coach box, or they come out to ask you about it. It's not your place. Coach, we can't discuss that. Back to your dugout. Like I said, the quickest way to forget my wrath is to hear that you were speaking badly of an umpire, your partner. Even if you're not doing a game, you are still a member of the umpire community. You're supposed to stand by your partners. Because you never know. You may be working with that guy in 3-4 games. You may be working with him tomorrow. You don't know. You want to keep it, we're a team. We're that third team on the field. Regardless if you're doing a game or watching them do a game, you learn from other umpires. My wife calls me a goofball because we'll go to the Chiefs game. I'm not watching the baseball game. I'm watching the umpire mechanics. And she goes, you're such a dork. I said, I'm an umpire. What do you expect? But yet I'm watching the game, but I'm also watching how these umpires support each other in their field mechanics. Most of the time it's a 3-man crew. And you learn a lot on how they do something. Maybe I like the guy behind the plate, his call third strike. But I'm watching. I'm always learning on how these guys do it. You can't see that on TV because they really don't show the umpires all that much, except at a close play. So I go to the Chiefs games, and like I said, I'm a dork. I watch the umpires do their game. You never change a partner's call. I call the guy out. Oh, no. He was safe. Because you and I are going to have words. You and I are going to have a conversation after the end of this game. Unless I call you over to discuss that call, and the only thing you're going to do, what did you see? Did I miss something? And we're going to discuss it alone, between the two of us, in a low voice, and no one else is around. And if I decide that, okay, maybe you were right, and I want to change my call, I change my call. Be expecting the coach to come flying out of that dugout to discuss this, but you don't change somebody else's call. If it's not your call and the other umpire made the call, unless they ask for your help, even though you know it was wrong. You know, that guy was safe by at least a step, and he called him out, and the coach is screaming up, and the other umpire says, no, he was out. You have no opinion. You keep your mouth shut and you move on. Don't be quick with that thumb. I had an ejection several years ago. This coach argued with me for 5 minutes almost. I was trying to get him back in the game because it was a softball section final. I did not want to toss the guy because you never want to toss him in that high of a profile game. But he just wouldn't shut up and go back to his dugout, and I said, all right, now it's time for you to leave. And then his other coach came out to argue, and I said, you're leaving with him too, because I've had enough of that. And it was nothing vindictive or malicious. It was like, it's time for you to leave. And that's all there is to it. Don't worry if you have a tough game. It happens. I've had plenty of tough games where I've gone home going, I don't know if I want to do this game anymore. You get that second of doubt, and then it's like, all right, what happened? And usually my wife is a great sounding board, because she can tell as soon as I walk in the door, either it was a good night, an average night, or what's wrong, what happened. And we just I play it out, and she's my devil's advocate. And same thing, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, they're all the same. Talk it out with somebody, and then the next day, you start fresh. You don't worry about it. So, you're going to have those games. We all have those games. We all have those days. So don't worry about it.